Hi everyone, let's talk about Bob Ross' Art of Chill game. So before anything else, I think let's strip away the fact that it's a Bob Ross game and whatever I think about Bob Ross and anything, let's just look at it as the game itself, because I think some people will want to know that, they've got no idea who Bob Ross is and just want to know about it as a game. As a game, it is a very light set collection game. It will be a great gateway game, a great way to introduce people to games because there's very little you need to know going in. It's got a lot of randomness to it in that it's got this dice that will sometimes make Bob move and sometimes give you special actions. You know, if one person keeps getting the choice of an extra action all game and nobody else gets that, they've effectively had a lot more of a game in there. And some of these can really reward some people and not others. They can really reward you for having taken technique cards, and you know there's a lot of randomness in there as well. And the paintings themselves, you know, there's a race to do all of this, but then at any point, between Bob painting everything and everybody else painting something, it can just be snatched away. So there's a lot of randomness going on in it as well, but that kind of suits the fact that it is a very, very light game anyway, and you know, not something to worry about so much in that kind of game. It's not going for the deep strategy route. It is going for the family, the introductory game. This is going to be out in Target in America, and so I think that is the audience they're going for, and I think it's going to be fantastic for that. If you are usually into more depth in your games and more strategy, as I usually am, then I don't think it would be for you. And to be honest, if it hadn't got the theme, I wonder what I would be saying about it. I wonder if it would probably be another game that maybe I wouldn't have even tried it, or maybe I would be saying, this is just too light for me. But it does have the theme. And, if you've never heard of Bob Ross, he had a television show for 15, 20 years in America, and it was wildly popular, where he painted in his own style with a wet canvas. He had a particular technique that made paintings look very good for how easy they were to make. He had certain techniques that he taught you in his program, and he made fantastic looking things from usually... it looked like he was ruining his painting. He made, terrible little lines in the middle of beautiful paintings that you'd think, oh, this is terrible, you've completely ruined it. And then he would inevitably show you how the master works and made it look beautiful. And you can see that in all of his paintings that are included in the game. So the fact that it has all of the theme and the branding and everything on it really, really helps if you like Bob Ross or care about that show at all. I think it is It came out of nowhere for me that it was coming out, and it was something that it's one of those things that I never thought I wanted a Bob Ross game or needed a Bob Ross game, but it turns out I really do. And yeah, it's quite nice how it all comes together as well. It has got all of the references to things that are in the show. All of those colours that you recognise the names of. The titanium white, as Bob would say, Van Dyke brown, bright red. It's got some things that I remember. Alizarin crimson was a very nice one to say that isn't in the game, but it's in the show. The components to it are really nice. The fact that it comes with this, the fact that it's got the paintings anyway. They do have to have these things in the way to show you what you need to actually play the game, rather than just enjoy the painting itself. But the fact that it comes with all of this lovely Bob Ross art, this isn't quite all of it as well. It comes with actually quite a lot of these various paintings that are all double-sided as well, different on the other sides. And the fact that it comes with this nice plastic little easel as well, it doesn't need that. These could just lie on the table and just have Bob sliding across them. The fact that it's got this, it's just a really, really nice little touch. So yeah, it really comes together well and looks lovely on the table. The chill cards, again, I said they had a randomness thing to it, but it is nice, that you get a little Bob quote every time as well, and you can have fun reading those out. Again, if you know the show, it probably wouldn't be so special if you don't know what all of these quotes and things are referring to. The technique cards are a nice little extra, because you can do you want to plan ahead a little bit, and you get some points for doing it. You're not quite painting things, so you might be making things last a bit longer, but you are going to get points in the long run. I like that element of it. The dice is an annoying factor, because, as I said, there's already kind of variance in when the paintings are going to disappear and in the chill cards themselves. The dice itself can be completely random. As I said, one person can just keep getting a free action of their choice every single turn if they roll that particular symbol, the hand symbol. Whereas you could just keep rolling Bob and you probably get nothing, or everybody gets something. And it is going to rapidly end the paintings. So I do like John Gets Games I think it was in his Gen Con video when he talked about it. He suggested a variant where instead of playing with the rules as written, you just get 4 actions. Everybody gets 4 actions every turn. Everybody still rolls this dice, and it's just basically a does Bob move dice instead. So if you roll Bob, do the Bob stuff as normal. If you don't roll Bob, nothing happens, no matter what symbol you rolled, and everybody gets 4 actions to do what they want in there. We have played like that and do much prefer it to the just randomly find what you get. But again, that is down to the weight of the game. It's trying to be a very light game, and people being introduced to this will probably find the dice element fun to it. We didn't, and it's easy to change that thing in there, and everything else we can kind of put up with. As I said, it would probably be too light if it didn't have all of this theming and these things that we're familiar with. But the fact that we just get to sit down with all of this stuff, I wouldn't say it's going to be a game that we're going to be playing obsessively and that we were going to be compelled to constantly come back to. But the fact that it's just on the shelf, the fact that we can bring it out, if we were introducing people to games, the fact that we've got this easy thing to have out there, or if we just want a chill time, I don't particularly like the name of it or the fact that we're going for chill points or anything like that, but just the fact that we're in here, we're painting Bob's paintings, it's a really, really nice time. And it even says in the rulebook, along with all of the other quotes from it, at the very end it says, as soon as the player reaches the chill space on the chill meter, the game ends, and that player is the winner. But let's face it, you're playing a Bob Ross game, so everyone's a winner. And that's true, really. As long as you are enjoying your time with Bob, then I think everything is going to be fine. Another little thing, with fewer players, the dice is being rolled fewer times, so it's going to take Bob usually a lot longer to reach the end of that track than normally he would. So not only are you going to have a lot more chance to get those bigger bonuses, but also his threat of, maybe he's going to reach the end of the track and paint the painting for us. We've probably painted the painting before he's going to do that anyway, especially in a 2-player game. It's probably going to be controlled by us, and it means that you're probably only ever going to see 2 paintings. I think we've seen 3 once in a game, but usually just 2 paintings. And I expect, I've not played it with more, but I expect you will get to see more of the lovely paintings, and Bob will be more of, not a threat. I wouldn't like to say Bob Ross is a threat, but the Bob bonuses will probably be a little harder to get because he will be moving a lot more, because this dice will be rolled, in a 4-player game, it will be rolled 4 more times before your next turn. So he could be in a wildly different place, which could wildly change your things. I wonder if maybe we roll the dice twice or something in a 2-player game. I don't know, though. I haven't really thought about it. It would be nice to change that a little bit, and we can't really change the track without adjusting it too much. But maybe that is too much to think about because, as I said loads and loads of times, I think by now, it's quite a light game. But for me, Rachel and I love Bob Ross, love the joy of painting, and the fact that it is all here, full of quotes and little references and lovely little pictures. The rulebook's got a nice little behind-the-scenes shot there. It's just full of lovely Bob Ross-related stuff. So if you're looking for a very light introductory set collection game, it's great for that. Or if you are looking for a game involving Bob Ross, it's obviously fantastic for that as well. But you can see the playthrough and make your own minds up. But that's Bob Ross, Art of Chill game. Again, thank you to Steve Ercolini, who is one of my Kickstarter backers, who backed at a level that gives him the option to choose one of my games, and it will jump right to the top of the queue and get filmed. It's Steve you've got to thank if you are happy that you saw this playthrough and this first impressions video, because I've been playing this and enjoying it, but who knows when I would have found time to film it. But thanks to Steve's vote, it jumped to the top of the queue, and here it is now. Bob Ross, Art of Chill. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.